All right, so let me just do an intro. So, welcome to our team. Our crew is known as Overbite. This is our first episode, and we're just going to be having a weekly discussion, and hopefully, you guys enjoy a little bit of what we talk about while we play. So, Chaos, introduce yourself. Occupation, favorite game of all time.
All right. So chaos logic. Occupation. I do sales, and favorite game of all time is probably it's kind of like a tie between, I would say, like Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, and Radiant Silvergun. Came
I've
out
never
for
even
Saturn
heard of
arcade.
Radiant Silvergun. I'm going to have to check that out.
It's really good.
All right, Jonas, you're up. Occupation, favorite game of all time. Awesome. Motor, you're up.
Hello, I'm Motorcyclone. I am Tukaz's brother, and my occupation is working for the federal prison system. I manage a food service department, and I also am a music photographer. My favorite game is probably the original Legend of Zelda that I used to play with my brother. We used to listen to a Paul Simon uh, tape while we played it.
Man, you're bringing back some crazy memories. Forever, give us your.
I'm Forever Gamer 87. I own a landscape and lawn service business, and my favorite game of all time has to be Skyrim.
Nice. All right, Shadow.
Shadow Walker 88, occupation Xbox Live support. Favorite game? It's a toss up between Morrowind and Super Mario RPG.
Very cool. All right, I'm Tukaz. I'm a preacher in real life and pastor of a church. And favorite game of all time, I would have to say Fallout 3 was just awesome. I'm a shoe-in for different genre RPGs, and so I like Skyrim too, but Fallout 3 was the first one that really grabbed my attention like that. So
Wait, there was a Skyrim too?
I also liked Skyrim. All right, there you
Oh,
go.
oh,
There will be a Skyrim 2 with that new release that they come out when they reboot it. That's going to be pretty cool. All right,
Yeah, it's
so
coming this
Yeah,
October.
let's jump into a game, guys. That's enough introductions. Let's jump into a game and start our discussion for the night.
What
So,
is
What's the
our
topic going to be?
topic for tonight?
so here's I wanted to start us off. I mean, we could start off really easy, but you know what? I'm gonna go right for a jugular since I'm curious about all of you. Um, so here's our first question. Um, when are you drawn to faith and spirituality, and when are you pushed away from it? Like, when are you like interested in it, and when are the points in your life where you're like, you know what, I want nothing to do with that?
I'll go first. This is Motorcycle, and I'm going to go first. I'm most interested in it when I am in hard times, when things are just going wrong, and I hate life in general. That's when I'm most interested in faith. And then the times that I'm least interested in faith is when you get those Bible thumpers like the Gods Hate Fags group and all those other guys that just turn everybody off to God in general.
Well,
That
when have you
bothers me,
encountered
and I
that?
am least.
When have you encountered that?
Well,
Have you
when you
personally
go
experienced
online,
that?
Prepare for the
no,
hate
but when you
comments,
go
guys.
online and you see it and you see all the hate that comes with it, it bothers me. It really bothers me.
Okay.
I don't like it.
I've actually personally encountered that before.
How?
I had a I had a friend of a friend was serving in the military, was brought back home. Uh, you know, ended up dying in Iraq, was brought back home, and when they had a service, there wasn't that many of them, but there were some protesters there, and yeah, it was really brutal. I did everything I can to just kind of, not slaughter them with my fists. It just, I don't know. I find that very disrespectful. I don't think that they were. I don't know if they were or if they weren't, but yeah, it was very disheartening.
And where are you located that you experienced this?
That was in New Jersey. That was in northern New Jersey.
Wow, I mean, you typically think of New Jersey as a pretty, it's mostly a blue state,
Liberal
right? So you
state.
think of it as a
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
liberal state, and for you to see
from
that
the
there
look
is kind of surprising.
Yeah, from the look of the people, though, I don't think that they were
Locals?
necessarily from New Jersey. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I live in Vermont, one of the first states to legalize civil unions, and I don't know, like 10 years ago, I was walking down Church Street. It's like the main street in our downtown area, and there was just this preacher. I don't know. He looked like a preacher, buck, the collar, the black shirt, the whole thing, and talking about how gays will bring down society, and that's what turned me off a lot to religion at that point in my life, because that's not what I want to hear.
And is that the thing that pushes you most away from, like, faith and church and all that
Yeah.
stuff?
Because in the Bible it says God loves you no matter what, but then they're gonna go ahead and say He doesn't love you if you're this or that or this, or if you do that. It's so contradictory that it's.
I think when the church gets hypocritical, and I'm not saying God hate bags is part of the church, but when the church gets hypocritical about things, it really is a turn off.
Right.
Definitely. And what I'm most into it is, like Motor said, when life's really got you down and you just need some help, and
So-
you just need.
To go back to Chaos, who first raised your personal experience with that, when are you most drawn to, like, the topic of faith?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm not religious. So I guess I'm not really drawn to it
Let's get you back out there.
all that much.
So not at all.
No.
That's a valid answer.
That is.
Just being real.
Jonas, have you gone yet?
All right.
Damage boost engaged.
Resin,
Valhalla.
bringing you back.
Helden sterben nicht. Valkyrie online. Right beside you. Look out! Here I come. Heilstrahl aktiviert.
Well, for this first conversation, I actually wanted to keep it pretty general. That's why I said even faith. So, were you ever interested in any other faith group outside of Christianity?
Damage increased.
Was there ever any interest in anything else?
Did someone call a doctor?
Sure.
A clean bill of health. Helden sterben nicht.
Looks like they were just playing dead.
Okay. Forever, you didn't
Learning
weigh
about religion.
I haven't weighed in
Go ahead,
yet.
Forever.
Um, I'm Christian. I was raised Christian, Christian family. Haven't been turned off by faith. I'm more drawn to it by what Motor said about hard times. And after tragic events, I recently lost my grandfather this past fall, which was a major event in the family. So naturally, we all turn to faith to get past that.
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei
Okay.
der Arbeit.
So another one of those tough times kind of situations.
Yes, very tough times. Yes.
Joker's off my point. I've
All right.
got you in my sights.
And then,
My
did anyone else not get a chance to weigh in?
sweet.
Immer
All right.
unterbricht mich jemand.
Best round lost.
So, Chaos, to go back to you, was there any other faith that you were ever interested in, or was it always pretty much just something that you shut out of your life?
Are we playing ranked?
No.
Show them.
Oh, not really faith, but I would say Buddhism. I really like the concepts of Buddhism, which I don't really think I can't describe that as a faith.
Well, it is. I mean, it is a faith. I mean, it is a religion.
Connection ongoing.
Yeah.
Round
I guess I don't think of it the same way as I would define other religions.
Okay.
Like in terms of like deities and whatnot, you know.
And what got you interested in it?
I started reading. Actually, I was reading Hindu texts initially, and that kind of pushed me into, you know, checking out Buddhism, and started reading as much as I can. I started out reading Open Secret by Wei Wu Wei, and
I'm on fire.
I don't know, the ideas behind it really seem to be really seem to click, and it's weird because I don't think it's as spiritual. The terminology I think is like different for me. I don't know if
Get to cover.
I would describe it as something spiritual or well, not spiritual, but faith-oriented. Because of Buddhism, I mean, there's no God. It's more depending on the.
Behind you.
Well, I'm trying to explain this and play at the same time. Doing a very poor job. I'm rambling on here.
requires some real
It's very difficult for me. Yeah. Trying to hold this point. Hold on, let me back up here and then I can talk. I'm gonna let you guys hold the point. No, there's a lot of different flavors of Buddhism. You know, I was really interested in Zen Buddhism, which is really about nothing. I mean, in essence, but it's realizing that everything is kind of nothing, and these problems and everything that we think we have are kind of self-created, and that you know, that concept I really enjoyed. Yeah, I kind of related to. Struck a chord.
And, you know, so what I'm hearing is a common theme that everyone is pretty much sharing is that when you brought up what interested you in Buddhism was exploring some of the problems that we have in society are self-created, and how the sacred texts of it discuss that, and everyone else here resonating in their faith experience and how it spoke to them most in difficult times. So a lot of it has to do with challenges we face and how we cope with it. And I just find that as an interesting connection that, you know, that everybody has voiced so far tonight as far as how they've talked about their religious experience. And that's often the case in the 16 or 17 years that I've been in the career field of the pastorate or ministry, or however you want to define it. Most people have the most meaningful experience when they've worked their way through the most difficult parts of their lives.
Here's a question for you. Do you think the church preys on that?
I think that some churches do. I think you especially see that in televangelists, you know, and certain religious personalities. I think that that's something unfortunate that happens. But even in general, I mean, you think about the people in your life that you've encountered that you're most inspired by, and typically those are the people that have worked their way through the most significant challenges.
How would you, if going to a new church, how would you discern that this is a church that doesn't prey on people in hard times?
Are you asking me that question, or are you asking
I'm
them that question?
I'm just putting it out. Listen, I'm just putting it out there to the Overwatch world. Anybody can answer.
Yeah.
Well, I said that, you know, it's been established that there's many churches out there that prey on people who are in weak positions or are in financial trouble or whatever. And, you know, again, it's a big turnoff to people who are not of faith to see that.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
How would one discern between a church that does that? Like, how could you tell when a church does that?
A clean bill of health.
Right, but how do you tell? If
Televangelists.
Helden sterben nicht. Healing season
like the farting preacher.
engaged. Someone call it off.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think that you're headed in the right direction there, Jonas. You know, I would pretty much say that anyone that's saying that your problems are going to go away is not someone you want to be listening to. Because if they're a Christian, the one thing that Jesus did promise is that you're going to suffer more in this life, and it is going to be challenging. He never promised that life is going to be easy.
Ich kümmere mich dich.
And but what he did say is that, you know, our relationship with the divine is what's going to help us push through those challenges that we experience. So, well, to wrap this up,
Let's get to the outro.
Rezzing.
Till Valhalla. Helden sterben nicht.
Let's bring this to a close, and we'll wrap it up with this round.
Where does it hurt?
And let's open up the floor. Did someone have another topic they wanted to bring up? And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a religious topic. And our time is up.
Saved
I'm
by
gonna
the
have
bell.
to work on the whole communication thing while playing the game. That's gonna be a working
Oh, dude.
a work in
Yeah,
progress
well,
for
We
me.
actually...
It's usually
We actually
communication
did well,
during
though.
the game
Didn't
is
we
usually
win?
a problem for you, Cass.
Didn't we
It's usually
win?
what?
It's usually communication during a game is usually a problem for you. So
But we
It doesn't
won.
change
What are you
anything.
talking about, guys?
Real
We
nice,
won.
real nice.
We
Yeah,
just
but I do enjoy the discussion.
we just
here.
had a pretty deep discussion and won the round, guys. Oh man! All right, well that was great.
Some
So that's
some poor guy
that's
was
going to
part
be
of
the
the
first
game.
episode, and I just want to also put out there for anyone who watches this on YouTube, if there is something that you think you'd like to hear our group discuss, leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you next time when Overbite has an Overwatch discussion. So that concludes our first episode. See you next time. And then so that's it.